Okay, after months of people screaming at me, like 5 different people in my life screaming at me to start using Excel to organize my data sheets and stuff, I decided to do a small project a relatively small project just to apply the This is all bullshit, you can ignore this, that was for something else, but, anyways, so, Coomers. Right, so, I've organized my data sheet, relative values, situational values, in my little note document for my notes. Forward low, corner distributed loop from 6.25 plus. This is how I measured his Oki situations. No Oki, drive rush into meaty, regular meaty, drive rush into throw, regular forward dash throw, strike throw shimmy mix, safe jump, corner Oki, corner plus safe jump, meaty demon flip setup, so strike throw shimmy plus the demon flip, dive kick / overhead / low, and then light fireball into drive rush from full screen. So that would be a situation where, like, you could set up this and then drive rush behind it, and then if the opponent jumps, you have like the distance plus the time to do this. So it's not like real Oki, but you know, something you can do with that space. So anyways, that's what I did. Then I put it on the Excel sheet, and then I calculated it out. I'm measuring Akuma's super gauge at... Actually, here. I'm measuring his super... Yeah, I measured his super at a lesser extent than Cammy's because I consider his supers to be less functionally valuable than Cammy's. Because his supers are much, much more dependent than Cammy's on him being close to or in the corner to get value from them. Like, his level 1 only does damage and gives no even remote Oki mid-screen, doesn't get any corner push, he goes nowhere. His level 2 is strong, but he gives no Oki in mid-screen, it only is valuable when it gets the corner combo. And then his level 3 also has no corner push and is just damage. And then his demon... Raging Demon is kind of whatever. Sometimes you get access to it, sometimes you don't. Powerful move, but, you know, it's like whatever. Anyways, so that's what I'm measuring this out to be. So then I go through and I edit these. Not all of these are completely... These are just all the routes that are possible, and then I measured out which ones would make the most sense. So overall, I would say if the opponent is crouching... a light confirm logically goes into light uppercut, or sorry, heavy uppercut. You can also do this. You have 2 choices. You can do this and then be in throw range, but you're only +1, so you would have to frame trap them with a 4-framer afterwards, and if they mash, they beat your throw. Or you could do the full hits, and then you're not in throw range, but then you can do like a stand medium punch, target combo, on block, whatever. You have a couple options for pressure, but you can't immediately throw mix them. So neither one is completely ideal. Or you could do heavy uppercut and then get no Oki without drive rush. Overall, I think Akuma, more than most of the cast, is like his corner carry is kind of average. Like, his corner carry is much lower than the really high level characters that have tons of corner carry. Luke, Kimberly, Cammy, Blanca, Ken, Chun, all have much better corner carry than Akuma. Akuma's corner carry is more like Juri's, but Akuma doesn't move across the screen as quickly as Juri, so... Or, so his mid-screen Oki is a bit dependent on him getting some of these other routes, like into sweep. And then he can get mid-screen throw Oki, but yeah, if the opponent's crouching, he can basically do that, or he can do a drive rush, cancel into that, or if the opponent is crouching, he actually gets a crouch-only confirm, which is going into stand jab, crouch medium punch, stand medium punch, target combo. And then off of this, you could do heavy Tatsu, or you could do heavy uppercut, or medium Adamant Flame. none of which give you great Oki without spending more meter, but I do think that heavy Tatsu does make the most sense because, one, his mid-screen damage is like totally kind of whatever in a lot of circumstances. It's like average. His corner damage and his corner situations are where his Oki gets way better. It's way easier for him to get consistent Oki. He gets much stronger routes with much less drive gauge cost, so he can manage his drive gauge a lot better in the corner, etc. His mid-screen neutral is really good. He has tons of really good buttons in just playing the neutral. His fireball is extremely good. His forward medium kick, stand heavy punch, and crouch strong and stand light kick are all extremely good. His crouch medium kick is like, you know, fine, but it does the job just fine. It's not amazing. It's just a normal, good medium kick. And, yeah, but all of his really bullshit stuff, and especially the only way where he can get much out of his supers is when he puts the opponent in the corner. So, corner carry is kind of like one of the more important things for Akuma, and heavy Tatsu just happens to have the most corner carry. So in these situations, if you land like 2 jabs and you're very close to the opponent, you can go into an immediate heavy Tatsu. If you're not confident about the distance, it'll whiff. Like that. But if you do it like that, that works, and it works on standing or crouching opponents. And then you can dash up. So there's a couple things you can do off of this. You can throw a light fireball and then follow behind it, or drive rush behind it, etc. You can forward dash forward heavy punch and it will hit meaty. Like so, and it'll be +7 on normal hit, +9 on counter hit, etc. I don't think he can get anything until he gets to +9 where he can get sweep. But yeah, he could get that, or he can just single hit confirm this like normal. Which is also, you know, good for him. But anyways, if he does that, that's like the highest corner carry he gets from any of his like routes, is without spending more drive gauge, is just doing that, and then doing like the meaty forward heavy punch or whatever. He moves extra far forwards, that's like the farthest he could reach, whereas if he does anything else, nowhere near as much corner carry. Very weak corner carry, actually. If he does this, into this sweep, and then he dashes up like that, it reaches like about there. Whereas if he does this, he reaches like an extra square's worth of corner carry. Doesn't get Oki from it, but pushes closer to the corner where all of his good shit actually occurs. So, I don't know if it's more worthwhile for Akuma to just take this. Here's the thing about this knockdown, is that you can get a safe jump on it. It's a very brain-dead safe jump off of his sweep. That being said, most people are kind of realizing that when the opponent back jumps, you're +11, you're not close enough to walk up into throw range off of this +11. So, you know, it's good if you want to just regenerate more drive gauge, because you can force them to block a jump in, and then do a true block string, and you can regenerate your drive gauge and push the opponent back a little and take some of their drive gauge, etc. But the way I see Akuma players playing now, they're using the safe jump less and less because they realize they can't get a mix, so they're just doing double dash into throw anyways. And if you're gonna do that, you might as well just do medium Tatsu, because you get the same situation, only slightly more corner carry. The main difference for the doing heavy punch into the medium Tatsu versus light Tatsu sweep is that the route into sweep builds you slightly more super, but not worth enough that it really makes that much of a difference when you do it off of these situations like that. For the extra corner carry, again, this reaches... this reaches 3.25 versus this would be 2.8. So about like, yeah, like half a square of corner carry out of the 8 squares, or realistically 7.5 squares that the stage is comprised of. So anyways, I am not certain as to which makes the most sense to consistently go for or not right now, but I will say that the main value of doing the light Tatsu into the sweep route as opposed to the medium Tatsu route is not based on the setup that you get afterwards or the super gain. It's that if you, let's say you get a neutral jump, right? If you just do crouch fierce into the medium Tatsu, you regenerate in total from this whole sequence like 1.3 bars of drive gauge, whereas if you do this into the sweep, you regenerate like 1.7 bars of drive gauge. A significantly higher amount of drive gauge regen, but the important factor about that is that your drive gauge regen doesn't matter when you do these drive rush cancel combos, because you can't regenerate drive gauge on any of these hits anyways. So that means that there's actually functionally very little difference between doing the medium Tatsu or the sweep route, if you're not going to take the safe jump, which a lot of people are no longer doing. So, good thing to keep in mind. If you really wanted to, you can also set up for a meaty demon flip situation just off of the light Tatsu, so you can get a meaty slide, meaty overhead, or a delay overhead, or meaty any other button that you want by doing it into the empty, or a meaty throw. So, you know, lots of Oki options off of that situation. You can do that as well if you wanted. That'll give you extra plus frames, give you a nice conversion on hit, etc. So anyways, that's where that comes out to. If the opponent is standing, then off of like light confirms, then it totally makes sense to do this, especially if you're not at full drive gauge. If you are at full drive gauge, you could do that for the highest damage relative to the drive gauge you spend, but you won't get a good setup on this without drive rush. You won't be able to get into strike throw range. One thing you can do off of VX Tatsu is you can do light DP, then you can do heavy demon flip into an immediate dive kick, and it will always put you +2 in throw range if the opponent blocks it. So you have various options off of that if you really wanted to, but this is a meaty scenario that you can do that you wouldn't be able to get to just from dashing up. Right, safe jump route, blah blah blah. EX Hadoken is nothing burger. It's a big nothing burger. It's kind of whatever. If you just randomly land like EX Hadoken, you can just do you can always just set up for a meaty demon flip at any range. You can just do it, and then it's pretty easy, pretty no-brainer. Any hit that you do into EX Fireball. But yeah, EX Tatsu, Drive Runch, Adamant Flame. This is the other thing that you could do off of these scenarios, including if the opponent's crouching or not. You can do this, and then you get dash dash, and you're +9. You can get a meaty throw here. Like so. Walk up, meaty throw. You can also get a shimmy, or you can get anything else that you want, or you can do a demon flip mix-up for a low. Although the low is not true, if they do mash out like a 4-framer, they'll beat the slide. That being said, you can also do empty into crouch light kick, and that will also hit low, but it'll hit low slightly faster. So you can do empty demon flip into +2 in throw range, so you can do that as well. And you can do a meaty overhead as well, or a meaty dive kick from it. So you have more options. In general, I think this is always the better knockdown to go for. The Adamant Flame in neutral. I would do this every time instead of this fucking thing that is, like, in the way people use it, it's drastically overhyped. I would always go for the Adamant Flame route instead. Gives you a better strike throw shimmy situation and lets you do the demon flip mix-ups as well. And it does more damage. Anyways. Right. Heavy Tatsu, whatever. Okay, so off of crouching medium kick, right? Off of like normal situations in neutral, you can get crouch medium kick into the medium Adamant Flame. Confirm that, very easy. If you do just EX Adamant Flame and you're not close enough to combo from the corner, you can just take a forward teleport and then you can get strike, throw, shimmy mix. That's very good. If you manually time it, you can get a meaty heavy demon flip situation. Like so. It's not hard to manually time, it's just, you know, a little bit of practice, which I have not done. Right, off of crouch medium kick, which is very different from what he gets off of crouch medium punch. So off of crouch medium kick on a, let's say, a crouching opponent, a lot of people do crouch medium punch. They do crouch medium punch, crouch fierce, that into that. I think that's bullshit. Again, I think that's fucking horseshit. If you're just going to do that, I would say do one, I think the Adamant Flame route is better. Again, more damage and a stronger set play option. And then, but I actually think drive rush, stand fierce, and then if the opponent is crouching, standing medium kick. See, this is the thing, is that what they're already doing is already suboptimal. They do crouching medium punch into crouch fierce into that, and that does 251 damage and builds 2.7 centimeter super, whereas you could do stand fierce, stand medium kick, like Tatsu. It does more corner carry, it does more damage, and it builds you the same super. So it's just better in every way. Stand fierce, stand medium kick to force them to stand. Do that, it's just better. So whether or not you want to do that, or the medium Tatsu route, which will do even more corner carry for slightly less super generated, or if you want to do the Adamant Flame route, into that strike, throw, shimmy, or demon flip mix situation. I have sort of put the values here, but these values are sort of relative to how much you find the importance of extra corner carry, or the demon flip, Oki, etc. Or, just for pure corner carry, you can do drive rush, stand fierce, medium punch, heavy Tatsu, and then take the meaty. That's the most corner carry that you're going to get without spending more drive gauge. Now, if it's a counter hit off of crouch medium kick, you get the routes that you would normally get off of crouch medium punch, which means you get standing heavy kick, or you get forward heavy punch. Now, for damage, definitely forward heavy punch makes the most sense, so you can do this, blah, drive rush, forward heavy punch, crouch fierce, oh my fucking god. Crouching fierce into Adamant Flame. For that, you could do this, if you wanted to, whatever. Right. But if you want maximum corner carry, okay, one, if you want to side switch off of counter hit, crouch, medium kick, drive rush, you can do into back heavy kick, heavy Adamant Flame, and then do a little delayed forward dash, and you'll get, that's the, like, as so far that I and other people have found, that's like his best go-to side switch route. But anyways, right, so your other options, you can get drive rush, standing heavy kick, and this will force stand if they were crouching. And then off of this, you can get your plus 11, so you can get a micro walk, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, stand medium punch. Why am I so bad at everything? What the fuck? Hang on one second. Okay, I've cleaned out my controller. So you can go into that. That'll give you all the standing routes. Max corner carry would be do this, into the medium or heavy Tatsu, dash dash. You get like over 4 squares of corner carry, which if you're not already in the corner and thus logically going to do the side switch route anyways, so let's say that you're like out here, right? this shit will put you pretty fucking close to the corner. Now, if you want slightly more, like another half square extra corner carry off of this, you could do this. And that will put you in throw range at a place where you can start your throw loop. So, from the corner, right? So, it's drive rush, back, heavy kick, fireball, medium kick, target combo, medium Tatsu, dash dash, whatever. This one does cost 4 bars of drive gauge, so, you know, beware. Basic confirm off of his EX air fireball, drive rush, back roundhouse, into, you know, whatever. Into that, into that, into that, dash dash. He gets shitloads of corner carry off of that. That's one of his, like, most bullshit fucking conversions. Alright. So anyways, that covers most of that. But anyways, off of Crouching Medium Punch, you get all the same shit, plus EX Flame, whatever. You don't need the counter hit, you can just go straight into forward heavy punch, stand heavy kick, or back heavy kick, depending on what you want from the situation. Back heavy kick makes the most sense for the most corner carry if you're going to spend 4 bars of drive gauge, forward heavy punch for damage, or into Adamant Flame. Stand heavy kick if you want to do medium Tatsu or heavy Tatsu for the maximum corner carry possible. Alright, if you just land like a normal clean jump in or something and you can land any hit that you want, like on a punish situation or whatever, doing stand heavy punch into Adamant Flame gives you great Oki and mid-screen. You can do drive rush, forward heavy punch, crouch fierce. You can do EX Tatsu, light shoryu into the meaty dive kick. Here's the thing, is that you can also do... what's the evaluation for this? This comes out to... relative to value. Yeah, okay. Right. So what I'm looking at is if you were to neutral jump and then do this, you could do that as well, and there are some merits to doing so, potentially speaking. If you're going to get the corner, then this makes more sense than doing a drive rush cancel, etc. Back, heavy flip dive kick. This is how much corner carry, etc. It kind of gets more granular here. EX flip, EX air Tatsu, heavy Tatsu after the fact. So this is like doing that. And it gets a lot of damage and some extra carry. So there are situations where that probably makes sense. I probably should have finished doing this by putting out these from corner and drive rush corner routes. Anyway, so, right, this is most of the important information, and then when you're close to the corner, let's see, EX Adamant Flame will give you your corner combos from 4.55, so this is 4.55, which means that this is the range at which... There we go. I kept messing that up. Technically, it's possible to get this if you time it correctly, and then you can get a corner combo off of this. Like so. So at 4.55, or closer to the corner, 4.55 squares, which is this position or closer to the corner, is where EX Adamant Flame will start working. That being said, the easier you... The closer you are, the easier it'll get. This is just like the absolute max range where it's technically possible to get something. I am quite fucking shit at this. But anyways, so that or closer is where EX Adamant Flame will start giving you stuff. That being said, you have to get a bit closer to the corner for it to start giving you especially valuable stuff. So like, if you're close enough to get just like, you don't have to be this close, but like, you can get that. That's a great conversion from, and then any closer than that, you can get like much stronger stuff. Right, then his level 2 will work from 5-0 or closer. And that will start to give you reward at 5, Squares to the corner or closer. Maybe I have mismeasured this because I put it at 5+, but 5+ would be here, but it actually works from, like, here, hang on. What range is doing it raw? It depends on what you cancel it from, so, like, yeah, I think 5 makes sense if you just do it raw by itself, and then it'll have the corner carry necessary, but... And then you can get Stand Fierce, Driver Stand Fierce, and whatever. But I think if you, like, cancel it off of an action, you'll actually be much closer to the corner than 5. So then you can get different options. So you could do that into a Demon Flip mix-up, or you could do that into just, like, regular damage if you wanted to. This is a niche scenario in which I would say taking the Demon Flip Oki in the corner would actually probably be better. There is a slight dead zone here between him getting, like, Stand Fierce and Crouch Medium Kick and him getting Stand Light Kick, where nothing he does, in this slight dead zone, nothing he does will work particularly well. So further away from this range, and he'd be able to get something slower, closer than this range, and he'd be able to get Stand Light Kick. But there's a tiny dead zone where he can't get shit. But anyways, yeah, in the corner, then it just becomes a fucking laughingstock, because anything that you fucking do just goes into Adamant Flame, and then you have a couple options off of this. This is like the default, most damage, most rational course of action. There's a much harder combo to do that technically is slightly more valuable, but you have to be incredibly precise about your fireball timing, so you can get it just like the instant that you have access to the double charge, like that, and then you can get the DP, and that overall was like at or slightly higher overall value. It'll build you more drive gauge and super for slightly less damage than doing the normal route that people always do like that. But, it is quite difficult to do. If you land, like, just a raw jump in or something, or, like, let's say you neutral jump their throw and you get, like, a punish counter jump in, right? Then it can make sense to do this. There we go. That would be like the perfect situation if you're not going to spend any bar off of the neutral jump. That being said, that combo, again, quite difficult to pull off consistently. So that would be better than just doing this into whatever, Adamant Flame into this. That one does basically the same damage, but will build less super and less drive gauge back. Anyways, so yeah. Overall, that's what we're looking at. I have the other corner combo routes and stuff in here that are generally worth going for. Everything is pretty simple into like heavy Adamant Flame or EX Adamant Flame. Yes. Yep. That's how it goes. Just do fucking whatever. Just kill. By the way, any situation that you can land like into like an immediate like a level 2 that is not off of a drive rush cancel, even if it's just like jab jab level 2, completely worth doing. Let me demonstrate. If you're at like 3 bars of drive gauge and you get like jab jab, you could do, let's say the opponent is standing, you could do that into that, and that'd be good. You could do this, and you do like 3,000 damage, and you build back like 2.4 bars of drive gauge. It's huge. So any just raw confirm, if you like shimmy the opponent, you would just do like, if you shimmy the opponent, just do this. Build back all your fucking drive gauge. There you go.